Muslim.
Today, we are going from that chapter of the tragedy into a chapter of ease.
You get your day with the Stanley Cup in your hometown of London, Ontario, and you decide to start the celebration in the London Mosque. Can you describe the significance of that?
It's part of who I am, and obviously taking it back to your city, walking those streets and being around that area. To be the first one to do anything is an absolute honor and a privilege. And that was the first time the Stanley Cup's been inside the mosque. There was 10 to 15-year-old kids just kind of everywhere, and had I had that experience at that age, that's something that I'd never forget and I'd always remember, and I think it would motivate me. So, at the end of the day, it's just try to motivate the youth and inspire the youth, and in doing that, I learned that I kind of inspired myself.
And number 91, Nazem.
Here you are now in Calgary, Alberta, a team you snubbed a few years ago.
Yep. Just, this stage of my career, and I think, winning's ultimately the most important thing, and with the moves, Brad made in the offseason, I think, made me feel really comfortable about coming to this city, and I think this is a team that can contend, and it's certainly not going to be easy. We can play with anybody, and that's the plan.
He's got an open lane, Kadri moving in, he scores!
Such a great item. Thank you, Nazem. Thank you, Christine. Mayor Jody Gontak in Calgary has also been a great voice for Healing Division, so great team there. Coming up, Montreal-Dallas, the fifths and fifths. It's Stahl against Kadri, and the X-Men do the saber dance.
Following is a presentation of Hockey Night in Canada in association with the NHL and Sportsnet.
I got pictures, got candy, I'm a lovable man, and I can take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, need you. Want you, got to have your time. Great God in heaven, you know I love.
Scores! The kid with the game winner in overtime!
Love ya, I need ya, want ya, I got to have ya. Great God in heaven, you know I love you.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
Oh, did you see that?
What a performance. Doesn't get any better than this.
What a play! What a goal! He's got a step. He's in alone. There's a chance for Crosby. He scores! Absolutely amazing.
First off, thank you, Ides of March. One-hit wonder, but it was a doozy. Vehicle, the name of the song, and more on that with Rick Bowness and his bevy of Chevys. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets coming up for you tonight on Hockey Night in Canada. Both teams fifth in their respective divisions. In Montreal, that's Alicia Moffat and a concert outside Bell Centre. The wonderful Alicia Moffat sings a lot of Jonathan Roy songs. Patrick's son, Jonathan Roy, great singer-songwriter. So is Alicia. So they're going to do that a number of times outside Bell Centre. You see the Dallas Stars are there tonight. Also this evening, coming up in about 3 hours, it's the Sabres off to a great start against the Vancouver Canucks, who are looking for that first win. And is that a real shot in Calgary? Is it snowing?
I like Vancouver's weather better.
I was going to say that it doesn't even look like it's on the same planet.
Kelly, I'm sorry, it's not COVID, it's a blizzard. Anyway, Kelly Rudy isn't with us this evening, but he'll be back next Saturday, and he's watching and he's texting and correcting, and I prefer him back in Calgary. Jennifer Botterill, Kevin Bieksa, Elliot Freeman. Here's Rick Bowness collects cars. Every player, when they make it to the show, they usually treat themselves to a new car. Rick Bowness was playing in the queue in Montreal in '75 when the Flames drafted him, and he got himself that '75 Corvette. I don't know if that's the right color, Rick, but you had a convertible. You wish you'd have kept it. He has had 5 Corvettes, giving himself signing bonus Corvettes along the way. This is the 99 model that he bought. We've got Carolina and Calgary. Rick's connected to all 4 of our host cities this evening. Of course, Flames, when they were in Atlanta, drafted him. He's been, of course, the coach and a player with the Winnipeg Jets. That's the 2007 Corvette, spiffy model. Hasn't got that one anymore. And there's the 2015. Hasn't got that one anymore, but he'll be celebrating it when he watches Buffalo, Vancouver this evening later tonight. So there you have it. A new car, each and every signing bonus. That's what you call a KG vet.
And that's why none of his kids went to college.
Got to take that, Ryan. You come and correct Kevin.
Oh,
Let's get it to the guy in the driver's seat at Canada Life. Kyle Bukauskas, to you.
Well, Ron, the Leafs rolling with the fists of steel, Simmons and Clifford tonight, and these are the remnants of Darcy Oak's magical performance last night here in Winnipeg. He was incredible. He talked about sleight of hand being the best indicator of a great magician because there is nowhere to hide. Nick Robertson starts getting his hands ready as early as the morning skate. The hands of Mark Scheifele's led to 3 goals in 4 games, and Austin Matthews, some of the best hands in the league. Is this the night that he breaks free? The Leafs and the Jets, a matchup where there is nowhere to hide. Sean McKenzie, over to you.
Kyle, don't look now, but the Montreal Canadiens are right up there with the top teams in the country. Will it last? We'll see, but they are proven to be a thrilling team to watch. That was on full display Thursday. Arbor Jackeye sending a message across the league with this fight. Uri Slivkovsky picking up his first NHL goal, and in the progress showing plenty of personality. All of that overshadowing this ridiculous Datsuk-like goal by Nick Suzuki. Now, the bad news for the Montreal Canadiens, they will be without Slivkovsky. He is out upper body injury day to day. Ron.
Thank you, Sean. We're just arguing about when he got hurt. We don't know Slafkovsky's injury, but it might have been even ahead of the goal when Jackeye came in and filled in the hitter. Okay, how about Suzuki, Jen?
Well, Suzuki, Montreal's new captain, had an absolute beauty of a goal, a penalty shot goal in Thursday in the big win against Arizona. And if you look coming in with the poise and the patience, I mean, this is bold, but that's a great touch, and you know that his teammates absolutely loved that one. And here's a guy, right, he took some time to reflect before accepting the position of the captaincy, knows the importance of it, and people sometimes wonder, how is it going to affect a player? But at this point in the season, it clearly shows it's only added to Suzuki's confidence and fueled his performance.
Winnipeg, Toronto, last time they met in the Manitoba capital, it was a frenzy, a fierce game that really devolved towards the end. And it's not a surprise that Simmons and Clifford are in. This was the one where Spezza ran at Neil Pionk, and then Logan Stanley. They get pulled apart here before they could fight, but Stanley celebrated.
Hey, boys, is there anything better than beating the Leafs? Hey? Anything better? This goes to this guy.
Now, Winnipeg isn't the only team that feels like that. Toronto didn't like that speech, but what can you do? Everybody likes to beat Toronto. The key, Ron, and you pointed this out before when we met tonight, Kyle Clifford's first game this year, you know he's going to be excited, has to be careful he doesn't overreact, Kevin, like he did in game 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a fine line. And amongst the chaos happening tonight that you just talked about, there's still a bunch of guys that want to score some goals. And Matthews and Marner, obviously, Connor, Wheeler still has none. So there's going to be some hockey played amongst the physicality and finding a way to be productive is going to be a challenge.
Quick shout out to Chris Cuthbert. He was on August 22nd at the Met, just across the street from the Canada Life, to do an event for the Bruce Oak Recovery Centre. He interviewed Scotty Bowman. It was sensational. So Kyle mentioned Darcy Oak shining last night in town. Good game there. Good game at Montreal. Hockey night in Canada will be your vehicle to enjoy them both.
Montreal, where we get you set for the Habs and the Stars. Montreal coming off a thrilling victory against the Arizona Coyotes, but tonight a much different challenge in front of them. The Dallas Stars and undefeated Jake Ottinger. Puck drop in a few moments, but first, the national anthems. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Accompagné à l'orgue par Diane Bibo. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Remove your hats and caps for the singing of the national anthems by Gideon Zettelmeyer, accompanied on the organ by Diane Bibo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est sainte fleur glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It's been a fun week in the city of Montreal for Canadiens fans who have been enjoying the entertainment value these young players have been providing. And tonight will be another strong test against the Dallas Stars, who have got off to a great start themselves with high expectations this season. Welcome inside the Bell Center. Starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Jake Ottinger is 7-0 in 8 career games played in the months of October and November. He's 1-1 in 2 career starts against Montreal, where he's allowed 8 goals on 50 shots faced. Meanwhile, Jake Allen is back in net for Montreal. He made 25 saves in his return for the win against Arizona. He's 11-5-1 in his career against Dallas, which is tied for his most wins versus any opponent in his NHL career. Mason Marchment has 11 points during a 7-game point streak dating back to last season. He has been on fire for the Stars. And you all saw the highlight reel goal by Nick Suzuki. He looks to become the first Montreal player to record a point in 5 consecutive games against the Stars or North Stars since Bobby Smith did it back in 86-89, a stretch of 11 games. And we're underway here in Montreal on this Saturday night as Savard's up with the puck. And he'll play it ahead for Nick Suzuki. Chipped around the wing for Monahan, and the Canadians get called for an offside.
One thing that's really been improved, and with Marty St. Louis as your head coach, you know that you're going to improve in this area, is their exiting. Watch this exit. This is the start of the game. Head up, swivel by Savard. Suzuki in the right place at the right time. It's a clean one-pass exit, and there's speed heading up ice. It's so important that you exit the zone cleanly, because that just means you spend less time defending in your end. With a young defense core, you want possession, you want to exit quickly.
Tyler Seguin will take the draw against Dvorak, but now Dvorak's tossed out. So Brendan Gallagher in the lineup. And Seguin won it, got it back for Colin Miller. Up ahead through center. Marchment is checked by Savard, and Dvorak will dump it in. Here's Ottinger. Lays it off on the corner. It got away from Heiskanen, and now the Canadians stick on it as Miller's right on top of Brendan Gallagher. Marchment will move it out. Heiskanen on it through center, trying to get it across for Gurianov, and that gets deflected out of play.
Well, the one thing the Montreal Canadiens had not done when they played Arizona the other night is they had not scored a first-period goal, so they decided to score 3 of them. And there's one there by Anderson that got the ball rolling for the Montreal Canadiens, and then it just kept coming. Caulfield rotates out of the corner, he rips that thing home, and then Gallagher fires this into the back of the cage, and the Montreal Canadiens were off and running. 3 goals in the first period. And then one thing they have done well in the first period is they haven't given up a lot of goals. They've only given up 1 first-period goal so far this year.
Weidman after the puck, it was knocked away, thrown right in front. There's a chance for Ben, and it's kicked out by Jake Allen. Jamie Benn with the first good scoring chance of the game. He loves playing against the Canadians too. 8 points in his last 7 games against Montreal. Kyle Dellandrea trying to get it back across for Ryan Suter. Suter wanted to work it forward. Dellandrea will keep it in as Weidman's after the puck again. Weidman will take his time back to the net as the Stars get a change. Canadians will do the same with Weidman holding on to the puck. Now he's chased away by Luke Glendening, and he'll feed it back across for Caden Goulet. Pass up ahead at center. That's off the stick of Esa Lindell. Glendening trying to reach for it, and he trips up Jake Evans in the process. That'll be a penalty to the Stars, and the Canadians will get the first power play of the game as once again Dallas gets into penalty trouble.
It's something that they just have to break the habit of. They're just taking way too many penalties. And right here, first of all, a turnover by a good forecheck, and all of a sudden Ben is sitting right in front, and that's a great leg save right there by Allen as he pokes this thing by Jackeye, and aggressive coming out of the net, Allen, with that kick save, and there's Glendenning's stick getting in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the Montreal Canadiens are going the power play. They've only got 1 power play goal, but it was a biggie. It was an overtime winner by Kirby Dach against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Dallas has been shorthanded 23 times in 4 games this season. So this is the 25th. As Allen will set it up, and Weidman has got it to start.
Well, Peter DeBoer said it's not a problem right now, but it is a concern. And right off the bat, they're shorthanded here in Montreal.
Jonathan Drouin with a nice move coming in, and he'll feed it back for Nick Suzuki. Goes after the puck. Collides with Radek Faksa. Here's Caulfield holding on. He got it back. Now shoot. Clipped it away by Ottinger. Drouin rolls it around the board. Suzuki has got it. Being watched by Esa Lindell. Feeds it back for Weidman. Weidman offers Suzuki over to Monahan. Broke it up in front, and Lindell will clear it. Caden Goulet takes his time with it here. Minute 5 to go in the power play as Goulet will start out with it. Pops it back. Hoffman will pick it up.
Head up here. Head up
Hoffman
here.
onto the wing for Kirby Dach, who had that overtime winner against Pittsburgh on Monday. Dadonov will throw it back for Dach. Kirby Dach to Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher in a battle for it in the corner with Heiskanen. It's jarred loose and picked up by the Stars as Joel Kiviranta will send it down the ice.
Well, it's amazing that the Montreal Canadiens off to this pretty good start, 3-2 to start the season. They've won all the games at home, which is great for the crowds here. They love to see their team win, but the power play is something they've got to get going.
Now here's Doc in on the wing, and a penalty back behind the play. Gallagher will get called for interference as he knocked down Dellandrea. That'll even things up.
Well, when your penalty killing is good and you're taking 23 penalties, it's all right. I mean, there's over 90% as we see this fake, kind of accidental fake. He lost the puck, but it worked out for him as he walked into his forehand, and a nice save by Ottinger there. And then this interference. The referees always watch it because the players who are backing up, they can't see you behind them, and it's up to you to get out of their way. If you don't, and you let them bump into you, you're going to get an interference penalty, and that's exactly what Gallagher did. Especially when a team is shorthanded as well. They're not going to let you kind of throw a pick at the blue line. So now the Dallas Stars will hit on a power play, and then power play that's been clicking pretty good.
Tyler Seguin will be tossed from the draw. So Marchment in to take it. Now he's being told to get the stick down by linesman Julien Fournier. Anderson up, but they'll send it back for Cooley. Caden Cooley pressured in the corner by Tyler Seguin. Seguin comes up with a puck, got it in front. Jake Callum with a pad save off Marchment right on the doorstep. Anderson back up the ice now. He'll get it down the wing. Anderson trying to throw it back for Cooley following up, and now it's Seguin. He's on his own one-on-one against Savard. He'll slow it down, drop it off for Marchment, following up on the play. When Marchment knocked down by Kirby Doc, Cooley's got the puck, Glendening out of the box, and now it's a power play for Dallas, but the Canadiens have control. Savard will take his time with it, and he'll fire it all the way down the ice.
That's 2 times early in this first period that the Canadiens have lost the puck in their zone behind the net, and it's turned out coming right out in front, and a good scoring chance for Dallas. They're going to have to clean that up.
Harris after the puck. Kovacevic will tip it in the air, then looks to find it. Pavelski got on the way. Dadonov tried to deflect it by Heiskanen. He would have been off to the races, but Dallas brings it back in. Here's Ben on it. Takes the shot. Allen the save. He'll bat it away to the corner. Back of the goal. Robertson with it. Round for Ben. Ben goes in tight. Scores! What a pass and what a goal by Joel Pavelski. Roofs it on the backhand, a power play goal, and Dallas scores first.
He's 38 years old, and every time I watch him play, I can't believe he's been in the league this long, and he just keeps getting it done and getting it done. He had one of his best productive seasons last year. Where he's at his best is in that 4, 5, 6 foot range out around your net. He's got a great set of hands. He tips in a lot of pucks, and this pass that Ben throws to him, it's a quick stop on the forehand and then straight upstairs with the backhand. He doesn't have to stick handle it or move it around. It's just stop it and let it go, and he pops that thing upstairs in tight. What a beautiful goal for Joel Pavelski.
Second of the year for Pavelski. Got a big hit back of the net. As Kovacevic was looking for the puck, he was hit by Marchment. And away with it now is Rem Pitlick, who's back in the lineup tonight. Replaces Slavkovsky as he tries to go to the goal, but he's caught on the back check. Hoffman up with the puck, up high. Here's Harris shooting. Ottinger, loose puck, can't find it. Rem Pitlick couldn't get a stick on it. And it's cleared away by Tyler Seguin to center. Here's Hoffman. Flips it back in, and it's knocked down by Akapan, and he'll get it off the glass and out.
Well, Kovacevic is trying to regroup on the bench there. That was a solid hit by Mason Marchment behind Montreal Canadiens net.
That goes off the skate of Cooley right in front, and he's got a loop back to the goal. Nick Suzuki to the point. Akapan will keep it in. Suzuki sends it around to Caden Cooley. Take it off the boards. Everett center and Caulfield try to get a piece of it. Ryan Suter will swing it back the other way. Dellandrea drops it off for Ben. Maybe Ben with a shot. Allen the save. And after it is Caulfield, and they'll feed it back to the corner for Wideman. Arbor with it. Head for Nick Suzuki. Off to Hoffman and back for Nick Suzuki. Trying to get by Radek Faksa, and they'll dump it off into the corner. Kiviranta waiting for it. Wideman run on him. He'll turn it back, but Ryan Suter follows up with a play. Monahan picks his pocket. John Monahan for Nick Suzuki at the Stars line. He'll chip it in, and Glendening is back on it. Played over to Suter. It's dumped into the Montreal zone. Harris going after it. Glendening right on him. Gallagher up with it. Hands it off for Kovacevic. On the wing for Dvorak. Trying to get past Colin Miller. Faxa will play it off the glass. Skip free for Dvorak. Then it bounced over his stick. And then after the puck was Kovacevic. And he's knocked down by Luke Glendening. Well, Kiviranta fights it in the Canadian zone. Takes the hit from Kovacevic as Seguin trying to get to the net. Now here's Harris on it. Harris bumped by Robertson. Long pass ahead. Grabbed by Gallagher. He's on his own. And he'll feed it back into his own end as the Canadians were on a change.
Of all the teams the Montreal Canadiens have played thus far this year, early in the season, this would be the most aggressive forechecking team, and it will be a team that will finish most of their checks than any team they've played thus far.
Here comes Miro Heiskanen. Played it across for Joel Pavelski. Dropped it for Robertson. Left it for Rope Hintz. Trying to get it back across for Pavelski. And his stick was tied up. Josh Anderson was right on him. Here's Hintz. Spinning, throws it towards the net. Nils Lundqvist will get it back for Pavelski. Tipped around and thrown on net. Allen the stop. Rebound in front. Drouin's got it. Has to hurry. In comes Robertson. Tries to take it away from Jonathan Drouin. Pavelski also trying to get a piece of it. Kaden Cooley will bank it off the boards, and Josh Anderson will get it out. Kirby Dach hustling after it as Lundqvist in the corner has to move it quickly for Lindell. Long feed over for Tyler Seguin. Seguin throws it on net as Allen kicks it away with Gurianov heading right to the goal.
That was a pass. That wasn't much of a shot, but that was supposed to bounce off of Allen, and he had traffic going to the net. He was trying to pad pass that out into the slot.
Ryan Suter on it now as he'll send it around the wing, and that puck gets tipped back down the ice. Kovacevic is after it. He'll regroup for the Canadiens. Shots 8-2 favoring the Stars in the early going. There's Pitlick. He'll bring it into the zone. Throws it in front. Trying to connect with Evans, and it was cut off. Johnny Hakanpää back for Dallas to the line. And that's going to be an intentional offside, and it will be brought back down to the Dallas zone.
Well, we learned one thing about the youngster Kovacevic is he could take a hit, because I'll tell you, he took one there from Marchment. That was solid. He went off and came back on, and that's a good thing. And then Ottinger couldn't locate this puck, and neither could Pitlick as they swarm around it. And just for good measure, Kovacevic takes another one from Glendening.
Is brought to you by Tylenol Rapid Release Gel Caps. Tonight we focus on Juraj Slafkovsky.
Juraj Slafkovsky.
The first overall pick making an impact in the Habs' big win Thursday night. His first NHL goal, a celebration that was heard all around the NHL. This kid showing a lot of personality early on. A big goal, a big celebration, guys, though he is out tonight with an upper body injury. Habs saying day to day.
Rem Pitlick in the lineup for him tonight, as Weidman will knock it down and lift it into the Stars zone. Colin Miller hit by Monahan as he played it around for Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen to the Canadiens line, feeds it over to Ben, throw towards the net, and Heiskanen couldn't get a stick on that, and Colin Miller backs up with it again. Landria will dump it in as Monahan feeds it over to Jackson. Now Caulfield. Back across for Weidman. They'll send it to the Stars zone. Nick Suzuki after it on the forecheck. Miller there first. They'll work it around for Heiskanen. That's Lindell up the middle for Colin Miller. And Miller will curl back with it. Miller part of this sort of rebuilt blue line for the Dallas Stars coming into this season. Kaden Cooley goes after the puck. He's checked. Kiviranta comes up with it, hands it off for Faxa. Back to the line, and Lindell will keep it in. Swings it around as Brendan Gallagher goes after it. Gallagher for Cooley. And now Savard will skate it out. Quick pass across for Gallagher. Takes it in his skates. Stops, feeds to Dvorak with a shot right on. Ottinger made the save. Gallagher's got it back, shoots, hit a leg in front. He'll go after it a third time. Trying to chip it towards the net, but Lindell will take the puck to the corner. He's got Dadonov all over him. Flipped it back on the wing. There waiting for it is Savard. Hands it off for Dvorak. Behind the net goes Dadonov. Lindell on him. Lindell will clear it out. That'll skip back down the ice. And Jake Allen will play it off for Savard.
What a great breakout and a great pass by Savard, hitting Gallagher in flight through the neutral zone. That's how you back off your opposition.
Kirby Talk trying to feed it back in the middle for Drouin, but Hakanpää was there, and now it's Pavelski. They'll feed it forward. Hakanpää after the puck. Hit by Harris. Ryan Suter waiting for it. Try to play it back for Jason Robertson. Got away from him, and Roope Hintz fired it in front for Pavelski. Joe Pavelski knocks it back to the corner. Robertson bats it down, and that's going to be a high stick against the Dallas Stars.
We've already talked about Savard a couple of times in his breakouts, and this is a real beauty coming out of his end. This is a good, hard, crisp pass to Gallagher. Off the skate, stop, drop to Dvorak. Ottinger with the save.
Nick Suzuki has proven he has a great set of hands, and yesterday at Team Picture Day, he proved he knows his way around a camera phone pretty well. How about this for a great selfie, getting almost the entire team? I thought I would be a little inspired and try to do that. Way up there is John Bartlett and Gary Galley. I didn't really get them, so ultimately it's just a picture of myself, which, so be it.
Nice hair though, Mac. Looking good.
Very bad effort by you.
You could have zoomed in at least.
Come on.
Jeez. Hakanpää will dump it in. Savard after to the corner. Caulfield knocks it around the wing. That'll make it out, and Robertson back on it. Being watched by Nick Suzuki. Turned over at center, and Savard got a piece of it. Now Monahan just didn't wait long enough, and it's an offside.
Ontario. DraftKings Sportsbook has so many ways to get in on the action, like same-game parlays, puck lines, money lines, and more. Download the app and get in on the action.
Well, a great start for Peter DeBoer with his new team. Off to a great start, 3-0-1. But this is a team that played a much slower brand of hockey. They were really defensive. You know, they just didn't have a lot of offensive threat to them during the game. A game with the least amount of events in it, that's what they like. Just keep the events low, try to win the games closely. He's changed all of that. They are playing a high up-tempo game. The players love it. They're excited about it. And it's led to a 3-0-1 start. And we're seeing it tonight.
Caulfield comes up with it, trying to drag it, drops it to the point. Here's Harris. Got it down low, Monahan in front. Great chance for Kovacevic. Denied by Ottinger. Turnover. Evans walks in, shoots, and that one came up high and hit Heiskanen in the face. Evans back for Harris. He'll send it over to Kovacevic, firing right on. Ottinger has got it. And now Heiskanen can get some attention at the bench.
Well, Ottinger had that great playoffs last year where he had the .954 save percentage, almost got Dallas through Calgary in the playoffs. He almost won it single-handedly, and he's showing us why here tonight. He comes into this game with a .966, which is even better than he was in the playoffs, and he's made a couple of brilliant saves. That one on Kovacevic, and then this one Evans fires. Heiskanen gets his stick in the way, but oftentimes, and I've had it happen to me a lot of times, that puck rides up the shaft of the stick and it gets you right in the mouth.
Here's Weidman getting a shot through. Ottinger has that.
Well, you pitch a .954 in the playoffs and you start the season with a .966, and he's just adding to that, and he's just picking up right where he left off, and it's good news for the Dallas Stars. They've added some nice pieces to this team. They've got some good young players who are growing in the game, and they've got some real seasoned vets that they could work with those young players. It's a good mix here in Dallas.
Maybe a team to watch all season in the West for sure. Jack will back up to the line with it. Throws it towards the net. Off a stick and goes wide. Weidman is there. Back for Pitlick. He's bumped along the boards. Hoffman comes in to help out, and he's got it. Hoffman centered in front through the blue paint. Great chance for Pitlick. Can't get it past the pad of Ottinger. Then Dellandrea is knocked down by Hoffman, and the puck gets shot over the glass by Weidman.
Well, Pitlick was in the lineup for the injured Slavkovsky. You know, you hate to come out of the lineup right away after the first game, and he hasn't been back in since, and the injury gives him opportunity. I like the way this kid plays, and he's going to go to the net here and try to jam this on the short side, but Ottinger tracked it across really well and was there to stuff him. And just to finish my point, like when you ask your team to not chip pucks in, don't dump pucks in, let's have possession, let's carry pucks, he's encouraging them to be creative. And these players, they love it. They just want to attack, and they know that they're not kind of tied down with just chip it in, go in and chase it, forecheck, you know, drag it out. They want to play some exciting hockey, and so far, it's been good for the Dallas Stars.
Anderson won the draw for Weidman. Jonathan Drouin trying to throw it through. Goes off a foot. Anderson back after him. Hockenpah will move it for Faxa. Josh Anderson from his knees maintains control. Got it down to Kirby Doc. Feeds it in front. Ryan Suter cleared it away. Anderson knocks it down out of the air and then nearly took it away from Kiviranta. And Faxa is there to dump it in as Weidman goes after the puck. Played around the board. Suter in front, and that was redirected by Luke Glendening and went wide. Hockenpah back in deep. Doc will chop at that. Weidman settles it down. Rolled it over for Drouin. Poked away by Hockenpah. Drouin to Kirby Doc. He's got a little room down the wing. Waiting for Anderson to get to the net. There he goes, and it's kicked out by Uppinger.
Well, similar to we saw with Tyler Sega at the other end, that was a pad pass coming down. Doc does a nice job at getting it off those pads and kicks it out into the slot, and Anderson almost had that rebound.
Savard plays it up for Cooley. Up to Brendan Gallagher. Trying to get it through center. That was broken up. Now he gets it right back. Gallagher left it. Cooley fans on. He'll get it in on the second effort. Ottinger slowed it down. Colin Miller had it poked away by Dadanoff. Up onto the wing, and here comes Rope Hintz, feeding it across for Robertson. Drops it back. Miller fires. Missed the net. Rebound. Great play by Gallagher to stop that effort up the side of the goal as Rope Hintz was trying to tap it in. Now Hintz tangled up with Cooley. Savard will get in the way. That allows Dvorak to come up with a puck. Caden Cooley has it at his feet. Karyanov trying to move it. Dadanoff up with a puck. Hands it off for Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher will flip it by Heiskanen, then goes after it himself, but Miller jumps in to get it. Colin Miller up for Tyler Seguin. Feed it in the middle, broken up again by Kovacevic. And now it's Nick Suzuki to Sean Monahan. He waits, drops it off. Kovacevic with a shot off a stick and wide. Suzuki throws it back over. Kovacevic shoots. Ottinger the save. Seguin waiting for the puck, but he will let Lundqvist take it. Now it's Marshman on it. Bumped by Kovacevic. Suzuki plays it up onto the wing, and it's caught by Cole Caulfield. Caulfield dragging the puck, going to the net, and it's cleared away in front. Kovacevic tried to keep it in the blue line, but he'll dump it in.
Well, a nice move by Caulfield. He lets the Dallas defenseman think he's going to have that puck on the inside and his right-hand shot. The next thing you know, he pulls it through his legs, and he's on his way to the net.
Delandria trying to get it in front for Wyatt Johnston, but it's turned over, and Hoffman will play it up for Xhekaj. Goes down in, puts it on net, rebound, Hoffman scores!
What a great job by Arber Xhekaj. I mean, this is just a young guy who's getting his feet wet in the National Hockey League, and he ragdolled Cassian against Arizona. But the transition turnover, first he blocks the shot, then he joins the rush, then he gets the puck, and he nice little backhand saucer into the slot that creates that chance at the net. You got Pitlick going to the net. The block, the presence to go with it. Hoffman gives him the puck. Going to the net is Evans. He gets the shot and the rebound for Hoffman, and that's just hockey 101. You just block it, transition, net drive, good passing, nice goal by the Montreal Canadiens.
Xhekaj feeding it off for Weidman. Up the middle, another turnover. Luke Glendening jumps on this one, but Arber Xhekaj will get in his way. Kirby Doc. Checked by Kiviranta. Weidman will clear it up. And that skipped away from Drouin. Now Ryan Suter will play it up ahead. And reaching for it was Rope Hintz, but it's knocked into the Canadiens bench and out of play. Joe Pavelski opened the scoring for the Dallas Stars, but Mike Hoffman has replied for the Canadiens. It's 1-1 on Hockey Night in Canada. The nightcap on Hockey Night in Canada features 2 games this week. The Hurricanes visit the Flames on Sportsnet West, City TV, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver, and Sportsnet Now. While the Sabres take on the Canucks on CBC, Sportsnet Ontario Pacific, and Sportsnet Now. Catch those games at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. After Hours tonight with Scott Oak features Jim Rutherford and Luke Shen on Sportsnet and CBC.
Montreal might have been on their heels early in this first period, but the back end of this period, they have really turned it up a notch.
You and I were just saying in the break, all the turnovers we've seen in the game because of the transition between the two teams and their speed.
Just
a little break in the action to remind you that the DraftKings Sportsbook app is available to download right now. Back to the game we love.
Well, we know Arbor Jacki has got a big set of mitts. We saw the 3 water bottles he was holding in one hand, but I'll tell you what, he's got some good hands. That's a nice little backhand shovel pass. We've seen him make a number of good passes.
And Arbor has a younger brother, Florian, who's playing for the Hamilton Bulldogs in the OHL right now. In 7 games, he has 3 goals and 17 penalty minutes. Seguin will get tossed out of the draw. Marchman in to take it against Dvorak. Everyone's going to shuffle around where they want to be for this faceoff. And Dvorak wins it. He's over 55% on the draw this season. As Dadonov will deflect it in. Heiskanen goes after it. Gallagher chasing him. Heiskanen pokes it up onto the wing. Tyler Seguin. Up through center, it's off the skate of Gurianov, and he'll race it after it. He's got it, dropped it back, and it's fired on net by Marchman. As Allen had to be sharp, Dadonov to the line, knocked down by Miller. Puck picked up by Dadonov, out at center for Brendan Gallagher. Dvorak going to the net, Gallagher down the wing, gets by Heiskanen. Trying to throw it back in front, and Gurianov comes up with it. Colin Miller. Being watched by Dadonov, flipped it up for Gurianov. Knocked away as Harris get it off the boards and out. Monahan couldn't catch up to that in time. Marchman has to wait for Gurianov to clear the zone. Suzuki played it over to Harris. Up for Monahan. Back to Harris. Lost it. Dellandrea back in for the Stars. Left it for Marchman. Tried to go in front. Good defensive play. Marchman with a chance, and a great stop by Jake Allen. Lundqvist will feed it across. Hessel and Dell got it back into the corner. Wyatt Johnston after it. Former star for the Windsor Spitfires. Kovacevic up for Monahan. Went off the stick of Dellandrea. Now a break for Ben. He'll shoot. Allen the save. Rebound got that as well. Arbor Jacki trying to hold Ben off the puck. Suzuki to Caulfield. He'll lift it in, and Ottinger is out of the net to set it up for Hakanpää. Lope hits. Will feed it into the corner. Caden Cooley moves it around for Savard. Threw it up to the line and hopped over the stick of Hakanpää. Now Evans chasing them all the way down the ice. Goes after it. Got a piece of it as Rem Pitlick tried to find it. Evans has got it right in front for Caden Cooley, and that got blocked. Rope hits is stung. Now a chance for Hoffman trying to get it through. That was stopped. Savard kept it in. Here's Hoffman, knocked away by Joe Pavelski. Rope Hintz trying to clear one off his skate. Canadians get the puck right back as Hintz tries to get off for a change. Just dinged up twice.
There's got to be like 25 turnovers in this period between these two teams.
There's Savard with it. Coaches might not like it, but it's entertaining.
Well, certainly we've seen a ton of transition and opportunity from these turnovers, and surprisingly there's only 1 goal apiece.
Jonathan Drouin hands it up for Savard. Played on ahead for Josh Anderson. Anderson will leave it for Kirby Dach. Jonathan Drouin right in front. Anderson got a piece of it. Glendening in the corner trying to move it. Off for Miller. He's checked. Heiskanen up onto the wing. Checkeye trying to find it. He'll get help from Kirby Doc. Duran pulled over. Big knockdown by Colin Miller. A second time for good measure, and that's a hand pass.
Well, we mentioned there's been a lot of turnovers, and from turnovers is create scoring chances. And here's one in the neutral zone. Harris can't handle it. Delandria comes in, he drops it, drives to the net. It was a nice block going to the net by Kovacevic, but Marchman was going to the bench, and he decided to turn around and go back to the play. He's like, I'm really tired, but I'd like to score better. And he walked right back into that puck there and couldn't get it up quick enough. Nice glove save there by Allen. And this one comes across the blue line. It gets turned over, and Ben transitions it right back to the net. Another nice save by Allen there.
The official stats only have the giveaways at 5-4 right now.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know about that. But
that was only in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. But you just saw that clip alone. I mean, both these teams turn these turnovers into great transition and scoring chances. And everyone on the ice has got to be sharp when the puck gets turned over, because once there's been a mistake made, it's not that you could correct the mistake, but how do you kind of lessen the opportunity for your opponent? And that's what I think both teams haven't done a good job of. But a lot of good scoring chances.
I like a good bakery. A lot of turnovers, but 1-1 is our score through 20 minutes of play as the Canadians outshoot the Stars 13-12. To the point coming up in our first intermission. Joel Pavelski and Mike Hoffman on the board in this game in Montreal on Hockey Night in Canada.
Dubois, Tavares at Winnipeg, Pavelski, Hoffman at Montreal. To the point in the first intermission with Elliot Friedman in for Kelly Rudy this week, and Jennifer Bottrell and Kevin Bieksa. And Kevin, let's start with the hit Marner took. What'd you think?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. He's obviously cut up. I think it's incidental, the contact. Marner is protecting the puck. DeMello's going to approach him. It's a cutback. It's not really a lot of force by DeMello, and obviously Marner probably hits his head into the glass a little bit. Visor cuts him. Yeah, that actually angle looks a little bit worse, but at first glance from behind, which is the view that the referee has, it didn't look like there was a lot of force. So looking back now, maybe it could have been a penalty call. He's obviously a little bit banged up, but he'll push through, Elliot.
Well, pushing through, and we've seen players play Matthews really tight, right? An example of that, he drew one penalty here in the first period tonight. Morrissey took the call. I mean, last season, Matthews drew 14 penalties for the entire regular season. He's has 7 that have been called against him already this year. So for him, trying to push through that, be creative to find those openings, but he is taking a lot of physicality.
I also thought the other night when they missed the one on Ben that Toronto got rewarded after, because they had 8 power plays after that one happened. You know, Montreal, I didn't think I would say this, but I'm really enjoying watching them this year. You can tell they have no pressure on them, and they feel very, very confident.
Arbor Jackeye, great block, and sets up the goal with a beautiful pass. Michel Therrien said a young team will play with more fire and more confidence in their own building.
Yeah, well, we're seeing it with Montreal. It's a young team, and when you're at home, it's different because everybody's cheering for you. If you're an offensive guy, you get the puck and there's an excitement. And on the road, it's not that way. You have people cheering against you. It seems like the other team's more physical and they're being rewarded. So certainly there is a confidence from playing at home. I felt like in my career, I fought a lot more on the road than at home. For that reason, I felt like our skill guys were more in a groove and more comfortable at home, and sometimes a little bit rattled on the road.
Okay, no pressure.
You just called your teammates.
I know. As I was saying, I was like, oh, I'm kind of burying them a little bit.
But I feel like Montreal, I mean, they don't have anything to lose right now in terms of playing without that pressure or expectation, right?
Let's parse and analyze some choices of words by coaches, starting with Sheldon Keefe.
For everything our team has been through together, that's unacceptable. We got to be way more responsible. Our best people have not found the rhythm, so maybe really look at it. The difference between us and Arizona is that we have elite players. And our elite players didn't play like elite players today. Couldn't make a difference. I used some of the wrong words to try to describe what I was trying to describe, which is that the difference in the game I find is just we weren't able to produce. By no means was I meaning anything beyond that, which is what I wanted them to be sure of.
Elliot.
You know, my rule when judging something is how would I feel if someone said that about me? And maybe it's because I'm used to Kevin telling me every week how terrible I am, or I spend too much time on social media and I'm desensitized to everything. But I saw nothing there that Sheldon Keefe needed to walk back or apologize or clarify for. I do see a coach who is under pressure, who feels that after losses, if we play like this, we're going to be in big trouble. But I don't think he had to apologize or walk back or clarify anything.
So yes, there's a lot at stake, but at some point there needs to be a level of composure. And if you're a player, if you're one of their top players that wants to produce offensively, to get called out at this point in the season, there has to be an inner confidence and trust in the process. And I think some of these comments, and then him backtracking on those comments, is recognizing what do your players need at this point to be successful. So there's going to be a time where there needs to be intensity and demanding more from your players. But I also feel like you need to have this inner confidence and trust in your team. Yes, high expectations, but just I think you need to be a little more composed in some of these situations.
There's only so much you can do as a coach, and words is one of them. You can use your words to motivate, to criticize, and I think in this case, and you kind of said something different before the show, Elliot, but I kind of agree with what you're saying is there's not a whole lot there, whether we're focusing on the elite players' comments or not, like maybe he could have used different words there, but certainly this criticism, if you even want to call it criticism, can be handled by Matthews and Marner. I think they would be offended to think that we think they're offended by those comments. That's the way I feel. I don't think Matthews or Marner for a second are sitting there thinking, well, Sheldon Keefe just really ruined my confidence with those comments. I think as a coach, you're entitled to say that. And to be honest, I don't think there was a whole lot there either.
But if you combine that with the reaction of Dubas when they were going for the goal challenge as well, I mean, do you not think there was a little element of perhaps overreacting? Yes, there's a lot at stake for this organization, their positions, of course. But at some point, you need to be calm in the process. I mean, this team, there's a difference between you want to win and you have to win. And right now, these are examples of a coach and the management who feel like they have to win. And it's not going to be a perfect season. There's going to be moments. How are you going to handle it to convey and to have a contagious confidence for your organization?
I think in that particular case, it was because it was the second game in a row a review was going against him. And I had a bunch of people who said to me they actually like seeing that from Dubas because normally he looks like a bit of an automaton, so they thought it was good to see him look so emotional.
Do you think Matthews and Marner care what Dubas is doing in the suite, though? No. Really? I don't. I feel like you're so focused when you're a player, and these are two elite players in the world. I don't think they care so much about the reactions or the words.
Matthews, right?
Yeah, one thing I would say is that I think some of those guys handle things very differently. And I have said this, and people have said to me, you're criticizing Marner. No, I'm not. My point about Marner is I think he does feel it a bit more, particularly because he's from Toronto. And I think they do try to be careful to manage the extra pressure he feels.
Coaches for every athlete, they're going to be a little different.
Same thing happened in Vancouver, but we're not going to get a chance.
We will, though.
Okay.
Bruce Boudreau, I know you're tuned in. We'll do yours not in the second intermission, but in the window between the telecasts as we continue our coverage. A pair of ties so far this evening at Bell Centre and Canada Life Centre on Hockey Night in Canada. We're back, and here's Cabby.
Yes, you're such an icon. This is the SM Bets Big Board presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Our same game parlay is alive because both teams scored in the first period, courtesy of Pierre-Luc Dubois, who has his second goal of the season, and John Tavares scores the 14th of his career against Winnipeg. The Leafs are still the favorites right now at -155, and over in Montreal, Joe Pavelski scores his 10th against the Habs, and salute to Mike Hoffman, who scores his first goal of the year. Both games are 1-1, and the Canadians are still the underdogs at +140 as they are trying to win their third game in a row. You can get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook tonight. You can use the QR code to download the app right now, and we remind you to play responsibly. Back to you, Ron. I hope your head's okay, bro.
It's good. Thanks, Cabby. 1-1 in the two games. I just lost my thought. Okay, Chris, Craig, and Kyle in one game. John, Gary, and Sean on Hockey Night in Canada next.
Montreal, where we get you set for the second period between the Habs and the Stars. Now, TikTok may be a mind-numbing social media platform most of the time, but every once in a while you stumble across something really cool. In this case, it's the work of Samantha Woj, who does paintings using sports objects. For example, the blade of a stick, the butt end, a puck, and the final product in this case is this beautiful painting of Cole Caulfield. Now that is talent. John Gary will see what type of masterpiece the Habs can paint here tonight in the second period.
Well, if the second period is as exciting as the first period was, it was incredible. If you're two coaches of these teams, you're not happy with the turnovers, you're not happy with a bit of the sloppiness, but it led to quite an exciting first period where we saw 26 shots on net, a number of quality scoring chances, and a couple of real nice goals. I mean, Pavelski's goal in tight, just like Joe does. I mean, he's so good in there, that little phone booth in front of the net, and then a really nice play for the Montreal Canadiens from their own end all the way down into the offensive zone with some good net drive and nice pass from Arbor Jackeye to Evans, and Hoffman gets his first to tie it up.
For Pavelski, that's 18 points in the last 13 games against the Canadiens. 8 of those goals, but his teams are 11-1 in the 12 games he's played, past 12 games against Montreal. There's a chance in front and he scores! Joe Pavelski. Just like that, 18 seconds in with his second of the night, and it's 2-1 Dallas.
If you remember earlier in the first period, I mentioned that down low below the goal line, Montreal had lost some battles and it led to some scoring chances out in front. Well, here's another one here. Down low in the corner, Savard loses the puck. He loses kind of sight of it while he's trying to take the check, and then Gouli goes to the other side. He loses the battle, and this pass that goes out into the front of the net right here for Robertson goes right by him and right onto the stick of Joe Pavelski. I don't believe the intended target was Pavelski, but it ended up, it may be at the end of the day, but I thought maybe it was going for Robertson in the front and went right through to Pavelski, who's in the right place at the right time. I mean, in the slot area, high slot area is where you want to camp out. He buried that.
Monahan will drop it back to Gouli. In over for Savard. Nick Suzuki flips it in on goal. Ottinger stopped that, hands it off for Miller. And now a turnover at the line, and Nick Suzuki's on it. Miller knocks the stick out of his hands. And back the other way, Tyler Seguin trying to find the puck. Kaden Cooley right on him, he'll hand it off. Chance for Robertson to Pavelski for the hat trick, and he went wide. Dvorak connects with Dadonov. Look out, the stick's in the way. Gallagher follows up, and then he crashes into the corner. Ottinger with the puck. He'll hold on. Gallagher is hurt, and that's not a good sign at all. Oh, this doesn't look good for Brendan Gallagher.
He hit the lower part of the boards extremely hard. And the yellow where the dasher is, that's the most solid part. Right there, that low dasher where the ice meets and the concrete on the backside. And he hit that real hard. And it looks like his left knee might have took a pretty good blow there. But what a crazy chain of events in the last 30, 40 seconds of this period as he limps his way to the locker room. I mean, first of all, this terrible turnover by Miller. Suzuki gets it. The stick gets knocked out of his hand. And then here's the pass up the ice. And eventually this great scoring chance for Pavelski, who could have had a hat trick right there, misses the net. It turns right around, and then you got a breakaway for Dadonov, who skates into the stick that Suzuki got knocked out of his hand. And then here's a look at Gallagher, who steps on the stick as well. And not only does Suzuki get his stick knocked out of his hand, but he prevents Dadonov from scoring on the breakaway, and he injures Gallagher with it.
Don't get that stick out of the game right now for Nick Suzuki.
Yeah, cast that one into the stands for a fan.
Here comes Hoffman down the wing, went off his stick. Dvorak will track it down. Gallagher has gone to the dressing room. And Hoffman gets up in it. And that's going to be a tripping penalty against the Stars, and the Canadiens have got a power play.
Download the BetMGM app and play with the king of sportsbooks and casinos.
Well, the Stars rank 30th in taking penalties already in this season. They've only played 5 games. This is the 25th penalty they have taken. And again, it's just carelessness with your stick. I mean, you got to be so careful. And you got a 1-goal lead, and the Montreal Canadiens will hit on the power play.
Nick Suzuki taps it over to Weidman. Played out for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield back to Weidman. Caulfield hangs on, now goes to Weidman again. Back for Caulfield, nobody parked in front. Now working for Monahan. They'll take it around to the point for Weidman. To Caulfield. Now Monahan goes to the front of the goal. Nick Suzuki had come in from the point. Backs up, Weidman to Caulfield again. Caulfield to Weidman. And a game of catch here, Weidman and Caulfield are. Now and Suzuki gets involved. He'll take it down low, try to play it in front. Monahan looks to find it. Lindell cleared it to the point. Weidman, quick pass for Caulfield. Back to Weidman. Looks to the net, goes for Nick Suzuki. He'll shoot, Ottinger the save, and it's cleared away in front by Miro Heiskanen.
Well, the crowd's getting all excited because they're not putting any pucks towards the net, but you've got to wait for the opportunity. Montreal's nice and patient on the power play, and they end up getting a couple of good shots. I mean, you can't listen to the crowd for sure, but they were getting pretty wound up with overpassing on the power play.
Caden Gooley has Radek Faksa on him, and he'll drop it back for Anderson. Hoffman brings it in. Anderson let it go for Dvorak. Drop to the line for Caden Gooley. Gooley trying to get that pass down for Hoffman. It was intercepted. Kirby Doc will find it. And Radek Faksa's right on him, and then he nearly sprung Kiviranta. And a penalty coming up here as Faksa was tripped in between the benches by Kirby Doc.
Well, Montreal's going to negate this penalty again. A real terrible penalty to take for Kirby Doc. Well, here's a little pitch and catch, back and forth, and then you set it up to the side. And Suzuki has scored a lot of goals from that location, and he had some traffic in front. That's a nice save by Ottinger. And then Doc kind of turns the puck over, and out of his frustration, he just pulls the feet out from under Faksa. And these are penalties you just cannot take. And we'll have a bit of 4-on-4 action for 20 seconds, and then Hakanpää will be out of the penalty box, and the Dallas Stars will go on the power play as Brendan Gallagher has returned to the Montreal Canadiens bench.
Maybe a bit of a stinger just going into the boards, and that's good news for Montreal, as Jake Evans will take it down the wing. He'll stop, throws it on net, luckered away by Ottinger. Heiskanen feed it across, and it's picked up by Lundqvist. There's Lundqvist over to Tyler Seguin. Seguin trying to find a little space, and it's thrown towards the net. Out of the box is Jani Hakanpää, and it is a power play now for Dallas.
One of the really improved areas of the Montreal Canadiens this year has been their penalty killing. It has been really solid. Although they've given up one today, it's been really good over the first 4 or 5 games.
Stars set it up. Here's Ben handing it off. Robertson over to Pavelski with a shot, and it's into the glove of Jake Allen.
Want to bet? You can do it at Canada Sportsbook. Sports interaction. Made for Canadians, by Canadians.
Well, similar to the Montreal Canadiens with Caulfield and Suzuki, they've got that right-hand shot guy on the left side. So for Pavelski, when he comes off the half wall, he has to rotate out and shoot from the right-hand shot side to the left of Allen. And it's an easier save for Allen because the angles are a lot better for him. Pavelski being a right-hand shot. If you're a left-hand shot coming off that circle, your stick's facing the inside and you see better looks at the net. So Pavelski still can score from just about anywhere. He's proven that tonight on 2 occasions.
Dvorak and Ben with his face-off. Caden Gooley off the boards, kept in by Heiskanen. Sends it over to Rope Hintz. Back for Heiskanen, firing. Blocked by Dvorak, and away with it goes Dadonov. And getting Dadonov to the Dallas line. Flipped it up for Dvorak, driving the net. Then Dadonov following up on the play, couldn't get it back from Heiskanen. Pavelski sends it for Robertson. Dropped it for Rope Hintz. He'll shoot. That missed the goal. And the puck will come to the point as Heiskanen holds it. For Robertson, in tight, Hintz tried to center. Quick block by Caden Gooley. Pavelski across for Robertson, for Ben, back to Robertson, scores! Jason Robertson under the bar and in. Another power play goal for the Stars. And it's 3-1.
Specialty teams are really important to have a successful season. And for the Dallas Stars, I mentioned they're off to that 3-0-1 start. Their penalty killing, they've taken a lot of penalties, but their penalty killing has been really good, but their power play has been on fire. 4 for 14 coming into the game. They've got 2 tonight, and it's just their puck movement. They don't just move the puck, but they move their bodies as well. So you look at Montreal, they were moving the puck a lot, but they weren't moving their bodies. But when you're moving the puck and people are moving positions around the ice, it's harder for the penalty killers to keep track of you. And that's just a nice return pass from Ben onto the stick, right into the wheelhouse of Robertson, and a beautiful goal, power play goal by the DAL Stars.
Jason Robertson had his 3-game point streak end Thursday in Toronto, but he's got a goal and an assist in this one tonight as the play is blown down on a high stick.
Well, he didn't have one, but his brother did.
Yep.
A couple. And,
the family still scored.
I'm sure he was happy for him. His mom was at the game. She had a Dallas Stars cap on with a Toronto Maple Leaf jersey, so she was rocking both teams, but I'm sure he was happy for his brother. And then, what a young, good young blue chip player right there. He showed everybody last year what he's capable of doing, and the sky's the limit for him. Boy, he's got a great release, and pretty cool when a guy like Jamie Benn puts it right into your wheelhouse. And Allen was so locked on Ben to shoot that puck that he wasn't even close to getting back to his post.
Harris takes it deep into the Stars zone. Marchment plays it off the back of the net. He'll get it up the boards and back down the ice. Kovacevic is back, and that will be an icing call against Dallas.
Well, leads in the National Hockey League do not last, and we've seen that especially early in the season while teams are still trying to figure out their systems and with the new players in their lineups and trying to improve on things. Then leads have vanished rather quickly. So even though you got a 2-goal lead, you cannot sit on it. And you just ask the Vancouver Canucks, they're one of the teams that has hold a lot of leads. We've seen a lot of leads dissipate quickly.
Caulfield trying to feed it in front for Monahan. Marchment can't clear it. Monahan to Harris, rolling puck, settles it down. Feeds it down low for Nick Suzuki. Worked over by Lundqvist. Monahan tried to get it in front for Caulfield. Here's Harris on his backhand with it. Lifts it in to Cole Caulfield. Chipped around the glass. Suzuki going after him. Marchment got on the way. Monahan with a chance. He'll bring it wide as Harris goes right back after it. Bumped by Seguin. Turnover. Suzuki to Caulfield trying to go in front. And Lindell took it away. Monahan vandal the dump in here between the benches. Harris follows up. And now he'll try to work it for Pitlick, but it was cut off by Lindell. Delandria with the puck, stops, throws it in front, poked away by Harris. Good job getting back as Wyatt Johnston was right in front. And knocks it up the boards. Delandria lost it. Jake Evans takes off with it. Evans down the wing, checks up, takes the shot, blocked away by Upton. Evans tried to get to it, it hopped away from him. Hoffman drops it for Pitlick. Brent Pitlick over to Evans. Delandria's lost his helmet, he's got to go to the bench. Here's a chance for Hoffman firing, blocked away by Ottinger. Oh, the big rebound goes back the other way. Kiviranta came off the bench on the change, and he almost had a breakaway as a result of the rebound. Hoffman for Savard. Throws it off the outside of the net. Jonathan Drouet trying to go back for Evans. Johnston got his stick in the way. Savard in for the line. Left it for Evans. Knocks it up the boards to the point. Jackheim will hold it in, snapped it towards the net, and it hit Johnston. As Hakanpää will try to carry it out, he's taken to the bench by Drouin. Ryan Suter after the puck. He'll curl away to shake off Anderson. Josh Anderson comes back and plays the check out on Luke Glendening. Here's Heiskanen feeding it out for Glendening. Knocked off his stick by Kirby Dock. Kiviranta back of the net. Tied up by Kaden Gooley. Gooley working over Kiviranta. Comes to the point for Heiskanen. Anderson stays right on him, and now it's turned over, and Gooley has got it. Hands it off for Jonathan Drouin. Back for Gooley. Trying to do the backhand pass over to Anderson. Just wouldn't go for him. Pavelski for Heiskanen. Stars back in. Shot by Heiskanen. Stopped by Allen. Rebound! And a great chance for Pavelski as he chopped at it. But Allen reaches back with a glove and he's got it. Joe Pavelski with 2 on the night. Had a chance for a third. Jason Robertson with a marker as well. It's 3-1 Dallas on Hockey Night in Canada.
Well, if you ain't cheating, you're not trying hard enough. And Mike Hoffman does a good job of taking the helmet off of Ty Dellandrea. Watch right here. He knocks it off his head because now you got to get off or you're going to get a penalty. And then he gets this opportunity with the one-timer. And then going the other way as it's been a track meet going back and forth. There's been outnumbered attacks left and right, and there's a good save by Allen. And who else but number 16, Joe Pavelski on his keister, almost tips that over the top of Allen for his third of the night.
It was close for Hoffman there too, that he doesn't get the roughing call for intentionally knocking the helmet off either. That was right on the border, but as you said, the game within the game. Here's Caden Cooley after the puck. He'll knock it up onto the wing for Gallagher. Pavelski tried to reach for it, and the Stars put themselves offside.
And you looked at the Dallas Stars last year, they would not get caught up in a track meet kind of game with anybody. They were a team, like I said earlier, they just wanted to slow the game down, play that defensive style of game in the neutral zone. And now they're more of an attack team. They're being encouraged to possess the puck, try to make plays, ad lib, get the D to join the rush. And we're seeing this transitional turnover back and forth game between these two teams. And that's why I don't think a 2-goal lead is safe.
Kovacevic flips it up ahead. How about that play by Tyler Seguin? They're trying to, almost like a soccer player, knock it away with his head.
These teams do play that soccer game before every
it's a natural reaction by him there. Here's Marchment back in. Mason Marchment tried to drag the puck through Kovacevic and get a shot. Essa Lindell tracks it back down in his own end.
A nice pickup Marchment has been for the Dallas Stars. And he's a big body. He plays with a bit of grit and edginess to him. Just exactly what the Dallas Stars need. And he's just always in the play. He's always in your face.
Suzuki carries it in on the wing, throws the pass across, got away from Caulfield. Harris to Caulfield off the outside of the net. Monahan in a battle for it. Hakanpää will get it to the line, and now it's helped out by Dellandrea. And Ben will lift it in. Kovacevic after the puck. Taking in the boards back in the net. Harris going after it. Throwing back high, nobody at the line to get it. It's all the way down the ice, and Ottinger is forced to play. Hakanpää up the middle, connects with Ben. Jamie Benn trying to feed the pass across, turned over as Caulfield got in the way. Hoffman is center. Dellandrea knocked down by Xhekaj, following up with it as Caulfield dropped it. Hoffman swung it back over to Caulfield and curled away. Weidman to Nick Suzuki. Back for Mike Hoffman to the line. Arber Xhekaj with it. Brooke Pitlick with a drive, and Ottinger in no trouble with that. Weidman now in a battle with Heiskanen trying to get to it, but Ryan Suter will come up with a loose puck. Fires it down the ice. Allen forced out of the net to play it with Radek Faksa coming in. Rem Pitlick sends it across, and that'll squeak out as Glendening will carry it back in. Weidman up the wing. Heiskanen throws it on net right onto the pad of Allen, and he'll put a glove on it to get the whistle.
Well, when the coach says that's using your head, this is what he meant. Tyler Seguin, if you can't get your stick on it, get your head on it, gets it right back to Marchment. And then what a rush by the captain, Suzuki, and he's going to set up Caulfield right there. But they can't get the one that put them one step closer.
Canadians sent Philip Machard down to the OHL in hopes he would dominate. Well, it's only been one game, but it looks like he's going to do exactly that. A 4-point debut and a 7-2 Rangers win last night, including this beautiful end-to-end goal. Another great young prospect in the Habs system. John Kerry.
They'd love to see that too. He goes down there, he's just ripping it up. There's so many good young players in this game right now, and they're all seem to be under the age of 25.
Pitlick racing in, had it knocked off his stick by Heiskanen. Weidman up for Evans, he'll dump it in.
And scoring lots of goals. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible.
Canadians have had 4 different players aged 23 or younger score at least 1 goal this season. And then you still see what's coming in the pipeline. Kiviranta up for Radek Faksa. Brendan Gallagher, by the way, has gone back to the Canadiens dressing room. He played 2 shifts here in the second period, but is not on the bench right now. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's Lindell. Tried to throw it through, went off Hoffman. Weidman got it ahead for Pitlick, and he'll clear it out.
Earlier in the game, he had a collision with the net in the first period. He fell in behind the net, and then he went into the boards hard. I'm not sure if it's just both of those or just one of them that created the injury, but the second one, certainly he looked to be his left knee on the yellow dasher board, or the lower board along, what do you call it, the rim board or whatever? But
dasher board, yeah.
Dasher board, that's solid, man. That'll leave a mark.
Here's Pavelski with a chance. Went off a stick and out of play. Used to like it when it was the baby blue, like the Forum, too. But anyways,
believe me, that didn't move either. That was a solid blue board. Here's the one where he goes into the back of the net, and it's his left knee again that seems to get caught up there, but he doesn't seem to grimace or anything. Maybe a little bit. But then this one here, he steps on the stick, and boy, that is a direct blow into the boards. And he is a tough customer, but he came back. He tried to gut it out. He's gone back to the Montreal Canadiens locker room. His night might be over.
Everybody tried to jump in early on the face-off. Now Seguin won it, got it back for Heiskanen with a shot. That is stopped, and it comes to the line as Suter kept it in. Played off for Heiskanen. Watched by Dvorak. Goes back for Suter. Traffic in front. Ryan Suter feeding it over for Gurianov. Marchment after the puck. Knocked away. Caden Gooley's got it. Springs Josh Anderson onto the wing for Kirby Dach. Dach with a backhand, trying to get it over to Anderson off his stick into the corner. Now Savard comes in, throws it in front. Bouncing puck tipped away. Marchment's got some time here, and that'll be blowing down though on a hand pass. The LCS continues tomorrow with Game 4 between the Astros and the Yankees. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now.
The Dallas Stars have started this 2022-23 season on the road, and they're on the road a lot. 11 of their first 17 games will be away from home, and if you can get some damage done in those 11 to 17, it's going to help you, as they're tough to beat at home as well.
Lindell goes up the boards. Wyatt Johnston trying to get it past Cole Caulfield. Dellandrea will find it. Ty Dellandrea will skate it to center, and he'll backhand it in. Weidman after the puck, and right on him. Suzuki will clear it to center. Lindell has got it. Played it off for Hakanpää. It's lifted back in as Xhekaj goes after it. Weidman banks it off the boards and out. Weidman then turned it over. Wyatt Johnston has got a little room, and he'll snap it towards the net. It's off the stick handle of Allen. Hakanpää will pick it up in his own zone. Now sends it down the ice, and the Stars get caught for icing.
Well, the turnover game continues for both these teams, and this time it's Weidman. And the turnovers that you have just inside your blue line or right at your blue line are the most dangerous, because nobody can come back to help you. Once you turn over the puck there, everyone else is heading up ice. Everyone thinks the puck's moving forward, and the next thing you know, it's going the other way. And Xhekaj came across to cut him off, so he couldn't get to the net. And a stick save right there by Allen.
Dvorak pushed it to the point for Harris. Now it's Jonathan Drouin for Dvorak, and he'll fire right on into the breadbasket of Ottinger.
Well, nice job by Dvorak to find the open place to get himself in a good shooting position. It's a lot harder than it looks, because there's good zone defense by Dallas, and you see right there, Lindell has got his stick. A fraction of a second, if he doesn't get there at the right time, he doesn't even get a shot on net. So good job by Dvorak to find the hole in the ice, and for Drouin to get him the puck.
Now Drouin will square off against Radek Faksa.
I like the red zone in football. Once you get inside that 20, it's a lot more difficult because the space is condensed.
Paxton trying to break through. Bouncing puck got to the net, and Allen swiped it away. Heiskanen dumps it off into the corner. Harris after the puck. Up by Faksa. Kimi Raanta tried to knock it loose. Now Dvorak will get it up. Dadonov Had to force it back for Harris. Kovacevic on it. Laid it up ahead for Drouin. He'll tip it in. Miller after the puck. And they'll swing it back for Heiskanen. Allen lets that go wide on the tip in by Robertson. Another icing call against Dallas.
Montreal Canadiens are undefeated at home, and they've done it in a lot of different ways, but it's really exciting. I think their fan base, the expectations obviously aren't there. Everyone coming into this season knew the Montreal Canadiens were going to be in tight here. They started with a lot of injuries, especially Carey Price, Joel Armia. You got Byron, Matheson is out, Edmondson's out. I mean, they got a lot of young players in their lineup, but I'll tell you, they've been exciting to watch, and they're getting more and more confidence. Even though Marty St. Louis will tell you it's a process to what they're doing here, and they're going to stick to that process, getting wins and getting confidence goes a long way.
Edmondson and Armia both skating with the Canadiens this morning in non-contact sweater zone. They get closer to a return. Here's Suter with a shot picked up by Caden Goulet. Try to feed it back for Rem Pitlick. Stars built to center, and Hoffman will lift it in.
Well, a number of times the Canadiens have had rushes, but they're trying to make that 4-foot pass as you're crossing the blue line. I'd like to see them carry it into the zone. Carry it deep into the zone, or lay it in behind the Dallas D, and then go in and chase it down, because those pucks just aren't getting through.
Savard will lift it in. Ottinger out of the net. Turn it over into the corner is Pitlick, tied up by Hakanpää. Evans trying to fish it out from the skates in there. And here, Brendan Blandina, the referee, is saying, come on, move it, it's loose. Pitlick tried to swing it back for Kovacevic, and it's broken up by Seguin. Harris around for Nick Suzuki. He's got it. And the captain will bring it in the star zone. Drops it for Pitlick. Thrown towards it in. Nobody can get a stick on it. Harris has to back up now as Seguin will lead the rush for Dallas. The puck comes out, and it's an offside against the Stars as Marchment had brought it back in. 3-1, the Stars lead it here in Montreal on Hockey Night in Canada. Welcome back to Montreal, where it's 3-1 Dallas here. 2 goals from Joel Pavelski, and we talked about the youth of the Canadiens. Well, Joe was once a youngster as well, but boy, he's a grizzled veteran now for the Dallas Stars.
Well, how inspiring is Joe Pavelski for young players everywhere, but certainly on this team that are going to grow with him as, you know, as a veteran player who's got a lot to show you and a lot to teach. Just watch him play, watch him practice, and you're going to learn how to play. 1,173 games, Caden Goulet with only 6, Slavkovsky with 5. But those young players on the Dallas Stars get to watch this guy and his craft every single day. And if you're the management of the Dallas Stars, you got to love that.
Here comes Monahan with it. Tries to turn the corner, and his shot goes wide as Lundqvist was there. Monahan up with it again. Quick pass to the point. Arber Xhekaj looks to the net, takes a shot, scores! Arber Xhekaj with his first NHL goal.
The easiest part for the Gordie Howe is left. All he needs is the fight now, and he's got it. He's already got an assist on the first Canadiens goal. The missed shot travels around. Montreal locates the 50-50 puck. Monahan turns around. He's going to lay this right out to Xhekaj. A little shift left, little shift right. And then he just snaps this to the net. And I'm not sure if someone went right through the vision of Ottinger at the last second. But this finds the back of the net. He gets his first National Hockey League goal. Every Canadian on the bench was standing up. They were so happy for him.
And now the crowd's going to salute him. Heiskanen's point shot doesn't get through as Xhekaj will clear it out, and it's Anderson that dumps it in. Ottinger will move the puck into the corner, picked up by Heiskanen. Kiviranta Over to Colin Miller, lost it at the line. Here's Anderson on it. Up for Kirby Doc. Taken into the boards by Heiskanen. Rope hits. Will lead it back for Dallas. Off for Radek Faksa. Thrown to front of the net, but it'll skip to the corner. Kirby Doc is on it. Caden Gooley circling in his own end. For Dvorak. Up to Dadonov. Tries to get by Ryan Suter. Throws it in front. Dvorak with a great chance. Loose back. Caulfield can't get to it. His stick was tied up. Dvorak nearly tied it there. Caden Gooley will send it around the boards. That stopped. Now it skips free in front of the Canadiens net. Caulfield trying to play. Karyanov will dump it in. Crowd alive in this one now, thanks to Arber Xhekaj in his first NHL goal. Savard flips it high in the air to center. Hits trying to knock it down. Hoffman follows up on the play. Then overskates the puck, but he gets it back. Hoffman deflects it into the Stars zone. Suter will move it away. At the point, Harris keeps it in. Back for Hoffman. Rem Pitlick after it. Pitlick to Hoffman with a shot that's blocked. Evans back of the goal trying to kick it free. Now taken down. He was tangled up with Marchment. Mason Marchment caught by Evans. He'll clear it out. Then Harris steps up on Rope Hintz to try and come up with the puck. Harris has got it again. Pitlick at center. For Hoffman. He'll float it in. Hakanpää will drop it for Suter. Fed back for Yanni Hakanpää. Pressured by Evans. Comes up with a puck. And he ran into Cole Caulfield. Caulfield got it free. Monahan is on it. In front for Caulfield. Couldn't connect. Kovacevic to Caulfield. Sends it across for Harris. In tight for Nick Suzuki. He'll go back to the goal with it. Suzuki to the point. Kovacevic fires. Onto the save. Rebound. Monahan tried to get to it. Cleared off the glass by Wyatt Johnston, and now Kovacevic has to hustle back in his own end for it as we get to the final minute of the second.
All that happened because Hakanpää reverses the puck to Suter, and he didn't have to. He could have skated around the back of the net and got out of the zone. Instead, he reversed it, and all that action took place after that.
Anderson on it. Got it to the goal, and Ottinger will cover it up and hold on.
When you're coming off the bench, you have to be alert and you have to know where to go on the ice, and that's what Dvorak does. He comes off the bench, he sees the pass, he jumps in the middle for it, and then he bunts it over to Dadonov on the far side. He continues into the zone, and he gets a really good look here at tying this game up. Dadonov throws this one out in front. Bit of a blind play, but sometimes you got to get lucky, and that almost found its way into the back of the net. A little bumper pass out to Kovacevic, and Dallas not picking up the Canadiens down around their net. They've had a lot of loose bodies around Ottinger.
Kirby Doc and Jamie Benn for the face-off. It'll come into the corner. Heiskanen out to center. Weidman tried to step up on the play. Benn will grab it. He's got Doc right on him. Kirby Doc dropped it on the boards. Dellandrea is there. So is Xhekaj. And then Benn and Xhekaj collide. Now Benn after the puck. Weidman on him. Here comes Xhekaj on Jamie Benn. Giordano rough it up a little. Puck comes free. Lindell with a chance. Stopped by Allen. Lindell rebounds. Scores! Esa Lindell with a second effort, and he's got his first of the season to give the Stars their 2-goal lead back.
I think everybody was watching the action in the corner. I didn't even think both benches were watching Benn and Xhekaj going at it, thinking maybe the gloves were coming off, and I think some soft coverage down low is going to lead to this goal. You'll see the battle in the corner here. The bigger Benn takes out Weidman, so now you got two defensemen for the Canadiens in the corner. So Anderson walks out here, tries to block the puck, but no one comes down to the net. When there are two defensemen in one corner, you have got to collapse down, and Drouin's leaving the zone. He's on his way out, and this puck is going towards his net. You'll see Anderson, he recognizes, Doc comes to the puck, Anderson comes over, but Drouin doesn't have anybody, and you've got to have better communication there as the Dallas Stars open up another 2-goal lead.
And an icing call here is Lindell gets his first goal in 24 games. March 12th against the Rangers last season was his last marker.
And I don't have any issue having 2D in one corner. You can have 2 defensemen in the corner and your centerman down low, but then you've got to bring your wingers down into the slot and deep down towards those hash marks to prevent the defenseman come walking down and doing exactly what he just did, which was bury it.
Robertson with a drive that goes wide, and then Savard with a big block off Colin Miller's attempt. Period number 2 ends here in Montreal after Pavelski had his second of the game. Robertson for Dallas, then Arbor Xhekaj with his first NHL marker, but a big goal by Lindell keeps Dallas up by 2 through 40 with 32 thoughts coming up in our second intermission on Hockey Night in Canada.
Intermission time for 32 Thoughts presented by GMC and the new Sierra AT4X. Jeff Merrick and Elliot Friedman. And Elliot, what do we hear on Brendan Gallagher? Anything yet?
Well, we'll get to Gallagher in a sec. Let's do Josh Norris first. And so Ottawa had a great week. They won 3 in a row, including 6-2 over Arizona today. But at the end of that game, Josh Norris goes off. And, you know, you could tell he was frustrated right away. From what we understand, they're going to have an MRI, but first some of the swelling's got to go down. But you hope he's all right. You don't need to see the good young players out of action. You could tell he's worried by his reaction. As for Gallagher, no update yet. Gallagher, for those of you who are watching Montreal, he stepped on a discarded stick, played 1 shift after, and did not return. This injury happened on his first shift of the second period. And then here's where he steps on the stick. 1 shift with about 12 minutes to go, then did not come back. We'll see what happens with him. Hopefully, he's okay, too.
Okay, so Jacob Chychrun, the sweepstakes conversation still continues. The Arizona Coyotes defenseman is with the team right now, but he's not playing. Probably going to be a couple of weeks still until we see Jacob Chychrun playing with the Coyotes. This is the wrist injury. Now, look, the Arizona Coyotes want to trade Jacob Chychrun. Jacob Chychrun has also asked for a trade. The price for the defenseman remains high. It's essentially the equivalent of 2 first-round draft picks plus. So that would be a combination of prospects, picks, and players as well. The Coyotes were in Ottawa this afternoon, as we all know, and listen, it doesn't sound like the Ottawa Senators, although there has been some talk between the two, they don't want to let go of Shane Pinto or Ridley Gregg or Jake Sanderson or anyone like that. So as Elliott's reported, there doesn't seem to be a path there, Ron. But you look to other teams that have a deep prospect pool and maybe the need for someone like Jacob Chychrun. I think we're all starting to wonder more and more about the Los Angeles Kings.
Elliot, you had that heating up on the Jeff Merrick radio show. And, Jeff, the show was just great this week. Peter DeBoer, the interview on Tuesday, wasn't that great? Yeah. And Jason Robertson, obviously, for your podcast. But the other nice moment came when you talked about Jack Rathbone and just said, it's hard to separate the human from the hockey player for me, folks, so don't expect an objective observation. But go ahead on Rathbone.
Well, you know how I feel about Rathbone, the greatest number 3 to ever wear, the greatest to ever wear number 3 for the Canucks over Kevin Bieksa. But he's going to make his season debut tonight. And look, there's nothing nefarious here. The Canucks were putting in their best lineup they thought to win, but Rathbone wasn't playing. And I think Vancouver knew if he didn't get in, the situation was going to get to somewhere where a decision had to be made on what his future would be. So hopefully Rathbone stays in the lineup. They don't have to worry about this. But I think everybody was worried about what would have to happen if he didn't get in the lineup. Now, something similar is playing out with the Carolina Hurricanes and Ethan Bear, who has not yet played this year. Again, I don't think this is anything nefarious. The Hurricanes are icing their best roster, they think, but Bear wants to play. He hasn't played yet. Now, from what I've been told, the Hurricanes are telling other teams, look, we don't have a cap problem. We're not keeping 50% of Ethan Bear's salary if we're not getting a good return or we're getting a minimal return. We believe this is an NHL player. They've been close a couple of times. I think Vancouver was one of the teams, but Bear wants to play. So either in the next little while, someone's going to make the offer better or to make Carolina say yes, or maybe he gets in the lineup, or maybe he goes on waivers. But I also think this one is coming to an ahead because Bear just wants to play like any player would.
Stay with you for a moment. Australia for the NHL.
Yes, so sometime over the next week or two, the NHL is going to be having a site survey in Australia. And it's nothing firm, but I do believe the league is looking at playing a couple of games there. And the question, would it be in early 2023 or maybe in 2024? But there will be a site survey underway, and that's a road trip I would like to go on.
All right. Finally, finally, the Hockey Canada file.
Okay, yeah, Ron, as a follow-up from last week, so the nominating committee, very busy this week with interviews, talking to people about various positions within Hockey Canada. And here are some of the names, not all of the names, but some of the names that we have heard. Haley Wickenheiser, Hall of Famer, she was talked to this past week, as was Danielle Sauvageau, gold medal coach, as we all know. Therese Brisson was interviewed as well. Now, I think a lot of people see her maybe as a successor to Scott Smith as the next CEO. We'll see. Former NHLer Andrew Ference was spoken to this week, as was Brad Morris, the former chair of the board of the CWHL, and also someone from the nominating committee telling me this afternoon that future Hall of Famer and one of our colleagues here, Cassie Campbell-Pascal, was also spoken to. The first order of business for the nominating committee is to find and name a board chair that can attract a diverse board, a strong board as well, and one that I was told will help lead a cultural revolution, or evolution rather, within Hockey Canada.
Excellent, men. Short break, frisky game going on, as you know, at Canada Life in Winnipeg. When Bobby Orr was hit by Pat Quinn, it was a case of a left-hand shot coming up the right-hand side. And that's always tricky if you lose your side of the puck. Watch what happens to Nick Robertson. Actually, almost happened to Tavares, too. But there you go with the big hit by Josh Morrissey. The boomerang effect. Everything circles back. Kevin and Jen join us next. Tavares having a night against his childhood pal Sam Gagner. The two Oakvillians head-to-head in that one, 3-1 Toronto. Esa Lindell late, but it's Jack Guy, the story of the game. Arbor scores his first in the NHL. Here's Kevin and Jen. Let's start with the Winnipeg friskiness, Kevin.
Yeah, well, just the general friskiness of the game. And I think we expected it to be a physical game like this, but probably thought Simmons and Clifford would be more involved. But it's guys like Morrissey. This hit right here, I thought on the one view that Robertson does touch the puck. I don't think that should have been interference. It's one of those games, if you're a Jets fan, you hate the refs. If you're a Leafs fan, you hate the refs. Love Morgan Riley's response there. He kind of got an instigator, was worded unsportsmanlike, but sticking up for his teammate was great. This no call on Sandin here. If you're not going to call it DeMello, you can't really call that one. But this is what ensues. Dubois coming to his teammate's aid. There was a lot of that. I think we're entertained by it, but I think you want to be on the right side of the penalties. Jets got hurt on the power play.
Well, I feel like we were saying, too, with Robertson, though, you're sort of surprised that he didn't have a look up when you're coming up the boards that way. And you think maybe that call could have gone on Sandin for the officials to have control. But for Winnipeg, they've got a little hill to climb here going into the third period. But one line who's shown a good level of chemistry is their second line. And all three of them have been really involved in the play. Here's a look. Perfetti had the nice pass across on the Dubois goal. Wheeler was going to the net for the distraction. Here's Perfetti, young 20-year-old player for the Jets. Just makes a sound play in his defensive zone, then hops into the rush. Nice low stance, making sure just misses on the finish that one, but putting himself in a good position. So this is what they want. Jets want all their players during the rush being involved in the play. Here's a good look. Dubois just misses on the far post on this one. And here, just a great hold by Wheeler into the zone. But again, these three guys showing they've got some chemistry. I like the awareness piece on Perfetti there for the back pass. Just great patience by Wheeler there and a miss for them. So some good offensive zone time for that line and a good balance for them.
Arbor Jack Guy.
Yeah, Jack Guy. I love when a guy scores his first goal, watching the reaction of his teammates, and you see it all here. This is a special one, first NHL goal, seeing Rister from the point. But I'm wondering, was he more pumped up for his first fight in the NHL the other night, or this goal? Seems pretty calm right here.
You said you were.
I was more pumped up for my fight. It was similar to his at home. Crowd was going wild. The goal's great, too, though.
And a great pass. Just an exceptional night, but they got a little bit of a hole there, down 4-2, and it's 3-1. The visitors lead by a pair in both games on Hockey Night in Canada.
Period number 3 as the Canadians are trailing the Stars by 2 goals on this Saturday night.
Well, be ready early. Coaches don't like it when you get scored on in the first 5 and the last 5 of the period. And right here, some loose coverage, and Pavelski gets his second of the night. And then that was 18 seconds into the second period. And then with 16 seconds remaining, and look at the overhead, doesn't lie. Kirby Dach and Drouin are both leaning to leave the zone when they really don't have possession of the puck. And when both of them are leaving the zone, they just left too many players down low to cover for Josh Anderson. And they bury that one late in the period. So 4-2 lead for the Dallas Stars. And Marty St. Louis hoping his team's got a bit of juice left here in the third period for another comeback.
And Brendan Gallagher is back on the Canadiens bench. So we'll see if he takes his usual spot here and will monitor the ice time in the third. Savard after the puck, being chased by Robertson. Fired it around the boards. Nick Suzuki tried to tip it out, blocked goal by Heiskanen. For a chance off the outside of the net for Rope hits. Kaden Gooley up with it. Trying to go up for Caulfield. Cut off by Heiskanen. And now Gooley has got it back. Lifts it off the boards and into the Star zone. Colin Miller works it up to center and dumps it in. Savard tangled up with Gurianov. There's Gallagher, and they'll feed it over for Harris. Out to center for Dadonov. Back to Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher with a shot knocked away by Ottinger. Gallagher will hand it off for Dvorak. Marchment comes up with a puck for the Stars. Tanked it by Harris. Gallagher's there. Played it off for Dvorak. Drops it back. Dadonov drags the puck. Takes it in the corner. Feeds it for Dvorak. Trying to go up high for Harris. That was broken up. Hakanpää is on it. He'll clear it ahead. And Gurianov will give it to Marchment, who dumps it in. And Harris sends it back to his own net for Kovacevic. Wyatt Johnston dumped it in off the foot of Drouin. Anderson trying to knock it free. Comes loose and is picked up by Esa Lindell. Sends it around for Nils Lundqvist. Anderson dropped it back. Kovacevic tried to clear it out. Penn knocked it down. At the point, Lindell was waiting for it. Carried out by Josh Anderson. Anderson goes after it in the corner. Lundqvist there first, and he runs into Lundqvist. Jake Evans off for Anderson. Back along the boards, Drouin to the point. Wideman for Jacky. Goes it towards the net. It's off the glass. Evans up with it again. Wideman steps up on the play, but it's tipped away by Ben, and now it's Dellandrea with it. Shoots, and Allen makes the stop. Wideman cuts off Dellandrea. Drouin feeds it over to Jacky. He'll carry it up through center. Snaps it in, and it bounces right into the crease, and Ottinger is forced to cover it up.
If you're going to move a puck back to the point, you got to move it right away or not at all, because the forwards will read that. And Evans gets caught in no man's land. Ben reads that, and he throws it up the wall to Wideman, puts him in a real tough spot. Ben pokes it by him, and that leads to the Dellandrea chance and the save by Allen. But you're better to keep the puck down low and put it back behind your opponent's net, which is 200 feet from your net, than try to make a backhand, soft backhand up the wall to your D. And it just doesn't get there.
Evans, I think, thought that that face-off was going to be redone, but play went on. Heiskanen, Kiviranta, tangled up by Harris. Ottinger will set it up for Colin Miller. Kiviranta, watched by Harris. Heiskanen will carry it in over the line, and Heiskanen takes it into the corner, watched by Kovacevic. Evans bumped as well. Loose puck grabbed by Tuxa to the point. Miller with a shot, and it makes it through as Jake Allen has got it. Well, the Canadiens were down by 2 in the third Monday for their victory against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it's something that they haven't done too much in the last few seasons, trailing in the third period with a multi-goal comeback win. They'll have to try for that again tonight. Monahan and Pavelski for the draw. Puck fired off the boards to the point. Hakanpää tried to hold it in, but it's picked up by Nick Suzuki. Caulfield stays on side. Here's Monahan with it. Throws it off the outside of the net. Rope Hintz has got it. Pavelski back for Hintz. Off to Robertson, who tips it in. Savard after the puck. Monahan there as well. Got it ahead for Nick Suzuki, and it's Cole Caulfield that'll skate it away. Played for Monahan. Over to Nick Suzuki. Drags a puck. He's knocked down by Hakanpää. A penalty coming up to Dallas.
Desjardins Financial Group, a proud part of communities, a proud fan of hockey wherever it's played.
It's his second time tonight that he's gotten his stick in the wrong spot, Hakanpää, and he's taken 2 penalties for it. And right there you see Suzuki go down as the stick gets under the left skate. Easy to call. Referee down low had his hand up immediately, and the Montreal Canadiens, this is as good a time as any to start that comeback you're talking about, John. Power play goal will go a long way here.
Well, the Jack-Eye goal really got the building going. Hooley hands it off for Doc. Laid down for Brendan Gallagher. Slides it over for Dvorak. Back onto the boards for Doc. Hooley keeps it in. Here's Dvorak. Had it knocked away before he could shoot. Hoffman hustling after it, but the Stars clear it out. Caden Gooley circles in his own end with it. Radek Faksa will nearly take the turnover, but Kirby Doc now on it. Doc skates it in, centered in front. Hoffman tipped it wide. Gallagher pulls it off the boards. Played it for Kirby Doc. Doc dragging the puck. Now sends it back for Caden Gooley. Gooley feeds it across. Hoffman is on it. Knocked away by Kiviranta. Dvorak tried to get to it. Kirby Doc on it on the near side, and he'll feed it to the point for Caden Gooley. Sends it to Hoffman with a shot. Tipped wide. Dvorak's got it. Try to feed it back for Doc. Faksa got out of the way. Here's Doc with it for Gooley. Gooley forced out at center by Kiviranta, and he'll have to back up to his own line. Quick pass up for Kirby Doc. Canadians bring it right back in. Here's Doc in tight. Dvorak centered for Gallagher, and it just missed. So went through his feet, and the puck comes to center. Wideman there. Back for Jonathan Drouin, and he'll drop it off for Wideman.
A couple of really good opportunities for Dvorak, who is still looking for his first point this year, and those 2 pretty good looks there.
Monahan for Drouin. Following up on the plays, Nick Suzuki. Left it for Caulfield. Overskates it though, and Ben is there, and he'll send it down the ice.
Well, the first unit had just finished a long shift, so Marty St. Louis could not get them over the boards for the first part of that power play, so he elected to go with the second unit.
Here's Drouin. Off for Nick Suzuki. Throws it in front. Caulfield will track it down. Hakanpää is out of the box. Here's Caulfield with a shot, and it's blocked on its way to the goal. Yanni Hakanpää up with it again. Nick Suzuki trying to chase him down as he'll carry it to center. Lifts it in the Canadian zone. Savard goes after it. Puck comes to the point. Lundqvist dumps it in. Harris down to the way of Marshman. Tried to go up the wing. Pavelski blocked it. Anderson right on him. And Savard will take it back. Now Harris moves it for Evans. He's got Pavelski on him. Turns away from Joe Pavelski. Harris to center, brings it in. Ottinger slowed it down, back to the net. Lope hits after it. He's bumped by Anderson. Robertson on the puck. Harris watching him, and he'll hand it back for Nils Lundqvist. Long pass, Hintz deflects it. Pavelski picks it up, goes to the net. Diving back as Evans scores. Joe Pavelski gets the hat trick. His first hat trick as a member of the Dallas Stars and 6th career hat trick to make it 5-2.
And at one point I thought, what a great play. Coming back was Evans, and then it ends up the puck is sitting there. 2 Montreal Canadian players swipe at it. They both take each other out of the play, and the one thing they don't get is the puck. Watch right there. He misses it. Harris misses it. And Pavelski is like a puck magnet. Just stayed around his stick. He popped it into the net. It's amazing when you look at a guy like Joe Pavelski at 38 years old and Ovechkin. You know, they're stepping close to their 40s, and they're still scoring at a rate like they were in their 20s. It's incredible. Both those guys that come to mind right away that are still scoring at the clip they did when they started playing. What a great player Joe Pavelski has been his whole career, and what an add to the Dallas Stars he's been.
He's got 10 goals in his last 12 games against Montreal. Or 13 games.
He almost started laughing when
he
the
did.
puck was. He was like, "The puck's still here."
The celebration reaction was great. 10 goals in the last 13 if you include tonight for Pavelski. As we said, his teams are 11-1 in those last 12 games, so he loves playing against Montreal, and who doesn't love getting a hat trick? with a smile on that face.
Assistant coach Steve Spott having a good laugh with Joe Pavelski, because I don't think any of them, even Tyler Seguin, they're laughing. They can't believe the puck was still sitting there. And here's a look at Joe Pavelski's night. And you're going to see all the sides of Joe Pavelski, the in tight, where he gets this thing up and roofs it on the backhand quickly. And then in the slot, the quick release down low. And then a true goal scorer that the puck just follows you. And this one's sitting right there to knock into the net. I think Jake Allen thought the puck had gone in behind the net with the two players that were defending. And Joe Pavelski just buried that into the wide open net.
And really, as you said, it's amazing it didn't, with two of them sliding over it somehow.
Well, I remember having a conversation with Luc Robitaille. I think he started the season off, he was like, he had 9 goals and 1 assist. We were calling him Cy Young. So he promised us he was going to get an assist that night. And when he went to try on a 2-on-1 to slide it across, it hit a defenseman's skate and went in. And he came by the bench and he said, I tried. I'm a goal scorer. I score goals.
Canadians will get a power play here.
As we have a look at this, and there you see Evans slide. He takes down Harris. I thought, and even Allen, he thought the puck was underneath Evans. I'm almost positive he thought it was. And it was just Pavelski sitting there on the side of the net as Hakanpää's got the hat trick. He's back in the penalty box, and the stick infractions. This one, I think, came up and might have clipped Caulfield there at the top, a little overzealous coming over the top. And the Montreal Canadiens down 5-2 now, back on the power play. And the last power play was not pretty. They didn't really get any good opportunities for it.
Top unit out, though, to start this one as Caulfield will hand it off for Nick Suzuki. Suzuki back to Caulfield. Suzuki behind the net. Being watched by Lindell. Caulfield with it. To the point for Wideman. Back to Caulfield. Cole Caulfield feeding it for Wideman. To Caulfield again. Just the pass. Nick Suzuki to Cole Caulfield. Monahan trying to play it. Knocks down Glendening, and that'll do it for the power play. Penalty coming up here to Sean Monahan.
The Canadians are trying to hit that bumper spot, and the bumper spot's that guy in the slot, which is Monahan, who's moving up and down the slot area. And they're trying to hit him, and right there, the little pass into Monahan, he tries to bump it right back to Caulfield while he traps the 2 Dallas players that are kind of converging on him. But Glendening does a great job of keeping his feet moving, and Monahan takes him down, and that'll negate it. And that's the 3rd time that we've had a power play get negated tonight. We'll have a little 4-on-4 action for 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Tyler Seguin will take the face-off against Kirby Dach.
Go through all the games thus far for Montreal. This is the only game where it's kind of gotten away on them. You know, every other game they've kept it pretty nick and tuck, pretty close. They've hung around and they've found some wins. And this one is the first one where it's just gotten away on them. Now they're down 3 with 11.5 to go.
Harris beats it back around for Kovacevic. Cross to Harris. Trying to go through center, and that was off the skate of Marchment. Mason Marchment for Tyler Seguin in the net. Stopped by Allen. Red Pitlick carries it back. Played it out for Harris, and that's an offside.
Well, turnovers have been an issue all night long, and for the Montreal Canadiens, down 3 goals, they're going to try to force things in. And right here, just hanging on to the puck too long is Harris, and he just turns it over. Seguin goes to the backhand, tries to 5-hole Allen, but just can't find it. A good save there. And, you know, when you're down, you're trying to make something happen, right? You don't want to just give the puck away, so you try to force something in, and then it just doesn't work out. And we've seen the transition game of both these teams. They're pretty good, and Dallas took that right to the net quickly.
Hessel Lindell carries it, hands it off for Lundqvist, and his shot got through Allen, grazed off the post and out. Arberjack guy battles his way down the wing, takes a hit from Lindell, got it in the Stars zone. Lundqvist up with it. Now it is Wyatt Johnson on it, cut off by Caulfield. Nick Suzuki throws it back into his own end so the Canadians can get a change but maintain control of the puck. Caden Gooley. Out for Rem Pitlick. Bumped by Rope Hintz. Gooley flushed out by Joel Pavelski, who's the oldest player to score a hat trick against the Canadiens. As Evans will get it into the corner. Back of the net, Miro Heiskanen. Up for Pavelski, got away from him. Down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Dallas.
Oh, they almost upped it by one more. Dallas entering the zone. No one picks up Miller coming in the far side, and he goes straight upstairs. And I think he grazes the crossbar, the corner of the crossbar there. Allen thought he had the angle, and he'll tell you if it hits the iron, I did.
That's right.
It's not even a shot on net.
No line. What do you want me to do? Stop the ones that were going wide too?
Exactly.
Here's Heiskanen. Played it up for Robertson. Got it back to Heiskanen. Out of Robertson again. Slides it over to the corner. Pavelski got to catch up to it. He's bumped by Rem Pitlick. Pavelski for the point. Suter sends it across. Gets it right back from Rope Hintz and over to Heiskanen. And drive is blocked by Caden Gooley. Evans catches Monahan out of the box. He missed the pass, so that'll be an icing call.
The new Rogers Connections MasterCard, the latest innovation from Rogers. Over $400 in average value in the first year. Apply now at rogersbank.com/connections.
Ben will step in against Jake Evans. Ben won that one. Got it back for Miller. Rolls it around the boards. Lundqvist, they're winning for it. Fired it on net. That was tipped and then went off the head of Jake Allen. And then ends up going out of play. Well, a big night for Joel Pavelski. He's got the hat trick for the Dallas Stars, and that's the difference in this one. It's 5-2 on Hockey Night in Canada.
Well, surprise, surprise, Arbor Jacki once again having himself an impressive night, this time on the offensive side of things. An early shot block, jumping up in the play and setting up a Mike Hoffman goal. Then a shot from the point for his very first NHL goal. Just the other night, it was his first NHL fight, his first NHL goal. And he's looking for the Gordie Howe hat trick with Jamie Benn. They're mixing it up. Jamie Benn looking away, though, and no dice. Ultimately, it did lead to the Stars' goal, but another very impressive night for the young Arbor Jacki.
And the 6 hits tonight, tying the 6 hits he had against Detroit in the October 14th game. There's Dadonov, back for Jacki, fires and his stick broke. Had a good look too, but stick snaps on him, and now it's an opportunity for Dallas. Gurianov in with a shot, kicked out by Jake Allen. Weidman on the puck. Play it back for Caden Gooley. Brendan Gallagher up at the far blue line around that broken stick of Jacki. I'd swipe that out of the way if I were you. Here's Weidman. Trying to get a piece of it. It comes back into the Canadian zone. Caden Gooley is on it. Pass up the middle intended for Anderson. Cut off by Faxa. Lundqvist dropped it off for Kiviranta. Doc will take him out of the play. And then Faxa knocked down, comes to the line. Lundqvist hands it off. Lindell with a shot. Glendening gets to it, flips it wide. Lundqvist laid it across for Lindell. Gooley got it up the boards. Jonathan Drouin trying to move the puck. Had his stick tied up, and Weidman will clear it out. Josh Anderson on it. Trying to get it for Doc. And now Anderson able to bat it in to the Stars zone. Lundqvist will hand it off. Gurianov carries it back in. Dropped it for Seguin with a shot. Allen the save, and the rebound not quite as Gurianov was there. Fed to the point. Here's Ryan Suter in front, looking for a tip intended for the stick of Seguin. Suzuki gets it to the Stars line. He'll snap it in, and play continues. Ottinger thought that went out and hit the netting. Here's Harris with a chance. Ottinger the save. He holds on, and then he's still looking across at the official, saying that puck went out.
Well, it looked like it hit the net and came straight down. The referee had his whistle in his mouth but didn't blow it. And here's Arbor Jacki going to unload, and that stick snapped about halfway up. He went to the bench and couldn't get a stick, so Gooley jumped on for him. That created this chance for Gurianov, and a good right kick save by Jake Allen. And here's a look at that one coming down. Caulfield scoops it up, and Harris lays it to the net. But even Ottinger's looking at the referee like going, that hit the net, but he didn't realize he dropped the puck beside himself, which Caulfield located, but the whistle had already gone.
Monahan won the draw. Caulfield tried to come in, but they're going to do the face-off all over again. And they'll toss Monahan out. Next, Suzuki will step in his place. Caulfield has got it again. Tried to pass across for Savard, and it was blocked by Marchment. Comes down the ice. Allen out of the net, waiting for the puck to get into the trapezoid. They'll play it around the boards. Gurianov centered in front for Marchment, tipped on net. Allen stopped that. Now it's Savard. Got it ahead for Suzuki across to Monahan. Trying to feed the pass forward to Caulfield. Suzuki's got it. Nick Suzuki around the goal, off the boards to the point for Harris. Harris tries to bounce pass. Ottinger got his stick in the way. Caulfield picks it up. Cole Caulfield. Worked over by Ryan Suter. Suzuki pulls the puck free. That went off the skate of Caulfield right in front. Ottinger had to be careful with that. Gurianov got it back. He's bumped by Monahan. Caden Gooley hands it off for Harris right in front of his own net. He'll give it back to Gooley. Caden Gooley approaching the 20-minute mark of ice time again tonight for Montreal as the Canadians send it in. Miller is on it, being watched by Hoffman. Puck goes off the stick of Evans. Following up with the play is Rope Hintz. Hintz speed down the wing, and the puck got away from him. Kovacevic tried to clear it up a center for Rem Pitlick, but it was broken up. Pavelski knocked off the stick by Hoffman. Now he'll send it in. Caden Gooley after it, taken away by Robertson. Caden Gooley around the boards, and Lundqvist goes after it. Pavelski back of the net. Knocked it to the open corner. Gooley goes after it. He'll bounce it off the boards and out. Pitlick for Evans. Tips it by Lindell, but Lundqvist is there. And a long, quick pass up ahead for Johnston, who's got it down the wing. Taken to the boards by Jacki. Now Drouin trying to catch up to this long pass. He won't be able to, and that's an icing call.
Well, Mason Marchment playing a little D and then a little O on the same shift, seconds apart. Good stick saving. We'll watch him right here. He blocks this going across. That pass was intended to Savard, and then he goes down the other end after the block, and he's sitting right in front. And I think the puck that came from Gurianov got kind of inside his feet a little bit, and he really couldn't get his stick on it strong enough to flip it up into the net, as we see Jacki with his 7th hit of the evening. I think it's the first game that, we've done a few games, Barts, where we see the down low coverages in the Montreal end get a bit loose. They've done a good job of keeping things tight with the 4 young guys they got back there. They've done a remarkable job, but tonight it got a bit loose.
Stars lead at 5-2 on Hockey Night in Canada.
Started with a bang as Marchment took down Kovacevic, and then Glenn Denning had a good one where he ran over Kovacevic. And then the Montreal Canadiens got a bit back, and Arbor Jacki threw a bunch of hits. Gooley, Anderson, there was a lot of good bangs in this game. It's a very physical game tonight. There was nobody turning away from checks. And I think the Montreal Canadiens played a team tonight like Dallas that's a big, strong team that is now playing a north-south game. They're coming at you hard, and they're getting in on the forecheck hard. And I think it's a real good test for that back end tonight. And again, I don't think it was terrible. I just think there was some spots where I think the heavy forechecking, and there was some small breakdowns here and there where Dallas took advantage of it a little bit.
a learning curve kind of night for the young defense.
I think they're doing remarkable.
And when you think about how good the Stars have been and all that you say, and yet 5-2 game and into the third period, it's not like they were knocked out of this one early on. So all part of the process the Canadians expect to have with a young team and the steps along the way. And yet still providing elements of fun and entertainment.
This
with Harbour Jackeye tonight, and there's still stuff going on in the game that the fans have something to look forward to.
I think there's been a ton of outnumbered attacks on both sides. I mean, 60 shots on net is nothing to sniff at for both these teams combined. 30 apiece, and there's been a lot of good quality scoring chances. I just think Dallas at some point in the second period, maybe midway or a little past the midway point, started to take over the game. Those 2 goals in the first, in the second, 18 seconds in and 16 seconds left, those ones stung.
Here's Dadonov with it. He'll spring Brendan Gallagher in alone. Stopped by Ottinger. Rebound rolls just wide. No moments like that. Backsell will feed it back in his own end for Ryan Suter. Dvorak going after it. Puck and pop. Cut off by Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher tried to get it back for Harris, but it's into the skates of Kiviranta. And Kiviranta will lift it in. Kovacevic after the puck with Seguin there as well. Harris bumps him. Kovacevic hands it off for Seguin. Long pass at center. Gallagher tips it off for Cole Caulfield. Caulfield cuts in. Dropped it for Nick Suzuki. Gallagher parked in front. Pass goes off the skate into the corner. Heiskanen has got it. Up the wing for Marchment and out. Savard quickly for Gallagher. He's gassed at the end of the shift, but he'll give it off for Nick Suzuki. Gurianov cuts it off. Monahan is bumped. Caulfield has got it. Dumped it in off the skate of Miller. Monahan tried to get the puck back, but it's Seguin that'll play it up for Marchment. Taken away by Cole Caulfield. Suzuki hands it off to Caden Gooley. Gooley coming in. Caden Gooley around the net. Ottinger fell. He tried to get it back in front. Now a chance here. Monahan got it to the point. Savard for Suzuki back in front, and Rem Pitlick was tied up. Savard will swing it back for Caden Gooley. Savard has got it. And welcome viewers that were watching the Leafs 4-1 win in Winnipeg over the Jets tonight. A Joel Pavelski hat-trick. The difference in this game for a 5-2 Stars lead here late in the third as Hoffman's got it. Trying to feed it back across for Wideman, and that was broken up. Evans to Wideman, and now Pitlick's got it. Up ahead for Evans. Pitlick carries it in. He's got Hoffman going to the net. Flips it towards the goal. Ottinger covered it up and got the whistle, with Hoffman buzzing around the crease.
Well, the Montreal Canadiens continue to try to get back in this hockey game, and good on him. Brendan Gallagher, who was hurt earlier in this game, has really gutted it out. What a nice pass right there onto the tape of Gallagher. He tries to go 5-hole. Couldn't find the rebound either. I just think he was thinking 5-hole the whole way, and Ottinger had it shut pretty good, and then Pitlick stick handles across the blue line. He wants to make the pass, and at the last second, I think he changes his mind and tries to shoot it. He doesn't get a lot on it. And a fairly easy save for Ottinger.
Wideman fakes the shot, now tees it up and missed the net. By Dellandrea will lift it out at center, and Harbour Jackeye has got it. Leads both teams with 7 hits tonight in his first NHL goal. As Hoffman will take it back in his own end, plays it off for Wideman. Jackeye follows up through center. Pitlick left it for Hoffman. Ryan Suter gets to it first, back of the goal, and Jamie Benn is there to the point. Hoffman will keep it in, went off the stick of Benn. Now he'll turn and throw it up for Wyatt Johnston. Pitlick trying to reach in on Johnston as Suter has got it. Ali Hakanpää will hand it off for Suter.
No.
Hits the red line, flips it in, and Harbour Jackeye knocks it down. Kirby Dach will lead the rush. Gains the Stars line. Checks up with it. Chipped it off into the corner. Comes back to the point for Harris. Harris trying to work it back in. Josh Anderson after it, but it's rolled around for Suter. He'll go up the wing, kept into the point. Kovacevic throws it on net, and it's scooped up by Ottinger. The Raptors are playing in Miami tonight, and they're staying there for another game against the Heat on Monday. Catch Monday's game at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet Now.
Well, the Dallas Stars road trip continues after playing tonight. They'll head on down the road to Ottawa and then to Boston. As I mentioned earlier, 11 of their first 17 on the road. So, which is good in a lot of ways when you got new faces in your lineup and they got a new coach. You know, you just grow as a team a little bit on the road. And they're off to a pretty good start here. They're going to be 4-0-1.
Now the Stars are going to match the second longest point streak to begin a season in franchise history. They were 5-0 in the 06-07 season and 5-0-1 in the 89, 90, and 82 and 83 seasons. The only blemish on their record, the one overtime loss in Toronto on Thursday. As Harris will play it up at center. Gallagher tipped it across, and Dvorak will fire it in. Ottinger leaves it back to the net. Miller is there. Cleared it out to center. Kiviranta trying to get in the Canadian zone as Kovacevic is after the puck. Harris has got it up the wing. Comes back across. Kovacevic has a look at the clock. And the Canadians will lose their first time on home ice this year as they drop to 3-1. And the Dallas Stars get the win.
Well, there's the hero of the night right there, Joe Pavelski, 38 years old, playing like he's 20. A hat trick tonight. A wonderful night for Joe Pavelski and the Dallas Stars, who are now 4-0-1 and off to a really good start to their season.
And Pavelski, the oldest player in franchise history with a hat trick at 38 years and 103 days, passing the mark of Brett Hall at 36 years back in 2001. All smiles for the Stars and more to come on Hockey Night in Canada.